Algebra 1 ninth graders. Good to see you again. Hope everything is going well with Chapter 11 so far. Today we're going to multiply radicals, and we follow the principle that if we have the square root of AB, this product, then it could be broken into radical A times radical B. All right? So if that's the case, if I have radical 5 times radical 3, underneath the radical, I have 15. Pretty simple, pretty basic, right? All right, if I have radical 7 times radical 7, I have radical 49. Oh, I know that. That's 7. So if it can be simplified, you need to do that, okay? And what if I have fractions? Well, that's okay. I'll have 2 times 4 is 8. 3 times 5 is 15, okay? Alrighty, you could also have something like example 4. Let's say that we have 2x and we're multiplying it by radical 3x minus 1. Alright, so what is under here then is 2x times a binomial. Alright, and now I need to distribute just as though it were not under the radical. So 2x times 3x, 6x squared, 2x times negative 1, negative 2x, and there's my answer. I'll just leave it like that. Alright, so let's take a moment, try this. I'll be putting the answers up here. You stop the tape and then come check. Alright, so for A, you multiplied the two radicals, radical 21. For B, you had radical 25, which you know is 5, so pull it out from under the radical. For C, you want to put x plus 1 in a binomial, parentheses, and then distribute, so you get x squared plus x. And then down here, what do you have? There's two binomials, right? So x plus 1 times x minus 1. Oh, well, we know what that is. It's x squared minus 1, right? If we did FOIL, x squared minus 1, your middle term would be plus x minus x, which cancels out. And so there you have your answer for D. Now, the next part, not too hard, it's fine. Next example is we've got radical 2 times radical 14. All right? So what we want to do here is multiply them out, which 2 times 14 is 28. So we would be done, except for the fact that you should always simplify your radicals, which we learned last section, right? So we want to break up 28 where we have a perfect square factor. Remember, you're looking for the perfect squares. You're looking for 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, so forth, okay? So 28 has a perfect square factor of 4. So I rewrite it. Okay, I'm going to put my perfect square first so that I remember square root of 4 comes out of the radical as 2, but radical 7 stays under. So that's the answer to example 5. And we also do example 6. We have 3x squared under the radical times 9x to the third. Okay, so if we multiply these out, we get 27x to the fifth. All right, so I may not have really wanted to multiply that out because I have to simplify it again by rewriting it, right? And then x to the fifth, I might want to write as x to the fourth times x. So the square root of 9 is 3. The square root of x to the fourth is x to the second. Remember, you take half of the even exponents. And then what's left underneath is a 3 and an x. So you may want to simplify ahead of time. You can do that. It doesn't matter which route you go. So if you did it like I did it, this is fine. You may have wanted to say, well, that right there is a 3. That right there is an x. And I can take an x out and an x in. Some people don't want to do it this way. So what do I have? I have 3x to the second and 3x is underneath. So either way, you pick the way it works for you. All right, so let's do the last, try this, E through I, and you'll be done. So I put E, hopefully that was simple for you. F, G, remember, even exponent, you just take half. Now H was a little bit more involved, but when I multiplied, this is what I got. Now I rewrote 50 as 25 by 2. I wrote my x cubed as x squared times x, and my y to the 5th as y to the 4th times y. So what comes out of the radical? The 5, an x, and a y squared, leaving 2xy underneath. Okay, I'm going to also do I for you, and then you can get started on your assignment. So if this erases, so I'm going to go ahead and multiply these. So 12 times 3 is 36. I have x to the 5th, y to the 8th. Okay, so radical 36 I know is 6. X to the 5th is really x to the 4th times x to the 1st. So 2 x's come out and x is left under. And y to the 8th comes out as y to the 4th. Now be very careful that you don't let this 4 that's an exponent look like an index right here. Remember, we can have cube roots and fourth roots, so make sure there's a little space there, okay? All right, so you'll see your assignment in RenWeb. God bless you. I hope you're doing well, enjoying the easy math so far. Have a great day.